All right, good morning, traders. Today is January 30th, 2025. Wow, this month is gone already. Almost got one more day. All right, so thank you for being here, everybody out there in digital and cyberland, podcast land. Thank you. Appreciate the subscriptions. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Sorry I didn't have a market wrap up yesterday. Had an appointment, couldn't make it, but we got this morning's video out here. We're recording this for you this morning. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning is 601. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5, except for Diamond Dow, are still in daily uptrends. SPY made an inside day yesterday on the daily candle, closing inside a bullish trap. Inside day is a lower high and a higher low. Closed inside the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow made a lower high and a lower low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. FNGU made an inside day as well as SPY. All right, again, lower high, higher low. Closing under the bullish trap but over the 17. All right, and something's messed up there. QQQ made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bearish trap over the 17 EMA. SPY closed with 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute downtrend at the last minute. IWM made an outside day, that's a higher high and a lower low, closing inside the bullish trap but over the 17 EMA. Okay, I think we're missing one here. Okay, Diamond Dow, we did SPY. QQQ, we did FNGU. Guess we got them all. Okay, gold, didn't do gold and silver. I don't know what happened there. We're going to skip gold and silver. We're going to visit that in the video. Okay, UNG, USO, both in daily uptrends. UNG made a higher high and a higher low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. USO made a lower low and a lower high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. US dollar index, that's wrong. I don't know where that closed. I got to fix all of that. All right, so let's go take a look at some charts. Don't know what happened there. All right, SPY on the 10-minute. All right, 10-minute closed with 10-minute downtrend. You can see the yellow 3 EMA underneath the white 8 EMA. A lot of volatility going into the close. We had some big cap earnings in the evening here, so a lot of volatility shaking out right there on the 10-minute. On the 2-hour chart, 2-hour chart, we have ourselves a 2-hour uptrend. All right, 2-hour uptrend, back to the 10-minute. Probably couldn't see it because my photo was in the way. All right, 10-minute downtrend, price action. See the red candle down there. 10-minute downtrend, 2-hour uptrend right here. Okay, you got the yellow. Is that right? No, 2-hour was underneath the 8. Oh my gosh, I got this thing all wrong this morning. Okay, 2-hour downtrend, 10-minute downtrend going into the close. Didn't look like that earlier. Don't know what happened. All right, let's go back to the daily chart. Daily candle. All right, inside day. Got this one right. Lower high, higher low, closing over, inside of a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP and up in quadrant 4, that's bullish up there. So SPY inside day up in quadrant 4, that's bullish, up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. Price action closing over the 17, also bullish there. All right, so there's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. No, let's go take a look at the game plan for this morning. So we hit it up on the 10-minute. All right, on the 10-minute game plan. Let's move this over. Got to move it back over. All right, for the game plan this morning. Excuse me. Pivot 601. SPY underneath 599. See these tails down here? Underneath those tails, That's my bearish entry. Okay, I don't know where things are going to fan out this morning, but underneath 599.24, that's my bearish red erases green entry this morning. All right, I like 1 DTE and 8 DTE Friday options, $2 to $5 out of the money. All right, so that means if price is at, let's just say it's at 601 and I'm buying calls, all right, so I would want either 603 calls if it's at 601 and I'm buying calls, okay, I would want 603 calls or 606 calls, okay? So $2 to $5, anywhere between 603 and 606. That's what I would buy. That expire either on this Friday, that would be 1 day till expiration, or next Friday, which will be 8 days till expiration. Okay, we got green erases red. All right, so here's the red. If green erases this, 603.24, right over the top of those wicks up there. I like to start a little bit early legging into it, but anyways, up over 603.24, that's my bullish entry. So underneath 599.24 over 603.24. All right, so we'll see what happens when we open up this morning. Let's take a look at QQQ. I put that heavy whipping cream in my coffee this morning. Let me just tell you, get a lot of phlegm from that. It's way too much information. I get it. QQQ game plan this morning. QQQ pivot 518.49 down here. Price action came down to it several times yesterday. Okay, bearish underneath these tails. Okay, that'd be red erases green. So price underneath 517.29 is a bearish entry. For a bullish entry, right up over the top of those wicks up there. And I decided since we have this up here, you might as well just wait till we're on top of that. So price over 522.94. Okay, that's my bullish green erases red. This would be the red, the pullback. See the pullback there? So if we erase all of this, all right, start going higher, that's where I want to enter. That would be green erases red up over 522.94. Again, I like 1 DTE and 8 DTE Friday options that are $2 to $5 out of the money. Okay, if price is 520, all right, so I'm going to want 522 up to 525. All right, if I'm buying calls. If I'm buying puts, all right, out of the money, all right, it's going to be, if it's at 520, I'm either going to want 518 puts or 515 puts. All right, those are the ones I like. So there's QQQ on the 10-minute. Let's take a peek at it on the daily chart. All right, for price action on the daily chart. Higher low, higher high, closing, over. Is that over? That's all. Boy, that's rough. I'm just going to call it inside a bearish trap, because the 3 is underneath the 8. Inside a bearish trap, over the 17 EMA, up over the all-time high anchored VWAP here. We don't need both of those, do we? Take that off. Up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Showing up right now is an inverse head and shoulders right here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I think SPY's got the same thing. We'll take a look at it. Not so much. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow in a downtrend, but not moving down. Okay, so it didn't make a lower low. All right, well, it did make lower low, so it's in a downtrend here. Diamond Dow in a downtrend. Price action for today, looking like a lower high and a lower low, closing over a bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, up in quadrant 4. That's bullish. So they're still stuck in a downtrend, all right? But they're not moving down. If they pop this high and make a new all-time high, all right, they will negate the downtrend and convert the uptrend. Okay, they're coming close. See how close they got? Diamond down. All right, so we'll see what happens. Now, if they happen to put in a lower high, okay, we will look for price action to put in a higher low, and then cross back up and chase out that hot, chase down this high, and hopefully make a higher high. Okay, again, it's just a label. All right, we're in a downtrend, but not moving down. All right, they didn't put any peaks up over here over the 17. All right, so they could have been in a downtrend had they got a peak up there, but they didn't. So it's a downtrend, just having a pullback right now on Diamond Dow. Okay, so there's Diamond Dow on the daily chart. That's bullish up there at quadrant 4, attacking. You can see the new the all-time highs up there. Let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM's in an uptrend. Okay, if they take out this low, they'll negate the uptrend and convert the downtrend. They got themselves in an uptrend by making a higher high than what we had right here over the 17. Okay, so there's IWM on the daily chart. For the daily candle, we got an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over the 17 EMA, but underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, no longer in the upper third. Notice the price action moving up, giving it up, just neutral right here, but on the bullish side of neutrality. All right, so there's IWM. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU puts in, this would be yesterday's candle, okay, an inside day as compared to the day before. It's a lower high and a higher low. Closing, right here's the close, so it closed under a bullish trap. Because you see the 3 on top of the 8 closed under a bullish trap. But see the dots, those are the 17 EMA, closed over the 17. So under the bullish trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. Notice they closed over the downtrend line and over the uptrend line. All right, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, FNGU bullish up here in quadrant 4, looking good. Like to see it consolidate and make another stab at the all-time high up there on FNGU. All right, let's take a look at technicals. Take a look at technicals. T2122. Here's price action. Wild and whippy. We spent our day inside the buyer's chop zone, making a attempt to jump inside the seller's chop zone. You can see as we came down here, after making an equal high right there, we made an attempt into the seller's chop zone. Couldn't quite get through. Came all the way back. Nothing but wild whippy action today on T2122. Let's take a look at, notice we came out of the buy zone and into the buyer's chop zone. Let's take a look at T2123. You can see the chop, red, green, buying from the beginning of the day, but after that, after the double top up here, the buying program kind of ended and we just chopped around, consolidated up there. Notice the price action for T2122, still up over. We got a rising 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, still up over a prior high anchored just a prior all-time high right there. Notice price action getting up into the consolidation right here. Again, if they consolidate over this consolidation, that would be a bullish scenario, okay? That's a bullish environment, consolidating on top of this. Right now, they are melting up, and they're doing a nice job of it. Let's take a look at the same product on the 3-bar chart. 3 more green candle bars. Again, closing in on the price on the 200 SMA here. Price action closing in on that 200 SMA up over this prior all-time high and this prior all-time high. So getting up on top of this and consolidating, that is a bullish scenario. Like to see price consolidate on top here, create an inverse head and shoulders, and maybe we could see a right arm extend up to where the left hand left off up here. That would be the all-time high up there on T21.23. FNGU looking nothing but a chop day yesterday. A little bit of selling coming into the earnings. Again, this is a measurement of the big cap securities. Okay, nothing but big caps in here. So a little bit of profit taking or hedging going on with FNGU. Again, red from the beginning of the day almost to the end. And then we got ourselves looks like a little mini rally back up over VWAP at the end of the day, trying to close over the 200 SMA there. Didn't quite make it. Looks like they made it back down here at the end of day. So there's FNGU on the 15. For the most part, they spent quite a bit of time over that 200 SMA. That's a good sign. And over this all-time high anchored VWAP. That's a good sign. Okay. Notice we're closing again over the downtrend line. That's a good sign. And over the uptrend line. That's a good sign for the bulls. All right. So there's FNGU. Let's take a look at XLE. Let's take a look at energy sector. Okay. Start off with that. Okay. So here's XLE. All right. They're underneath this downtrend, making a lower high. Okay, the bears will be looking for the bears to make a lower low. We'll see if they can get that done. Energy's been quite bullish these past 20, 30 days right through here. So here's XLE making a lower high. Underneath the downtrend line there, underneath the downtrend line here, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP on the XLE. On the bullish side of neutrality. Notice they were up here in the bull zone, up in the upper third. They couldn't quite hang on to that. That's XLE. Price action for yesterday. This will be it right here. Looking, like an inside day. A lower high and a higher low. Closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. Okay. So see if the bears can make a lower low. I don't think so. I think in reality, we make a higher low and then come back and attack these highs. We'll see what happens. That's the XLEs. Take a look at USO. All right, here's some crude oil. All right, this is the oil fund. Yesterday's price action. Lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. They're in an uptrend. In order to negate this uptrend, they got to take out this low way back here. Or this low right here. Okay, take out that low and they will negate the uptrend. All right, right now they're a long ways away from it. Can be done, but they're a long ways away. Price action for USO yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under the 17 EMA on the daily chart. Price action, notice we're no longer in the upper third. We're no longer in the upper quadrant, so we're just on the bullish side of neutrality here. Again, price action moving up and giving it up, okay? We like to see price action move up and hold, all right? Notice the big candle at the end of the move, all right? For all you guys that listen to me and some of my webinars, look at the big candle at the end of the move. Look at the big candle at the end of the move. Big candle at the end of the move. These are clues. Big candle, and it could be signaling the end of the move. Notice the price action. On most of these peaks, there is a big candle at the end of the move, all right? So keep an eye on those big candles, all right? So there's USO on the daily chart, just on the bullish side of neutrality, okay? Got to go see what gold and silver did. I didn't do that this morning. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. All right, gold. Lower high, lower low, closing inside a bullish trap over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Here's the all-time high. There's the attempt on Friday. And this morning we are making another challenge of the all-time high. You can see this big candle coming in right now, today, this morning, on the daily chart. Okay, we're up on quadrant 4. We're at the top side, leaning on quadrant 4. This is very bullish for gold. I think gold gets up to, I'd say 300. We'll see. All right. Again, it's just an estimate. All right. So let's take a look at silver. Gold is in an uptrend and above the all-time high anchored VWAP up in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at silver. Okay, silver was in a downtrend, taking out this low. Now they're in an uptrend. They took out this high. All right, silver closing with a higher low and a higher high, taking out this high here. All right, closing up over the bullish trap, up over the 17, but under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Excuse me, the 12-year high anchored VWAP. Notice on silver, price action here. Okay, this is today's candle. This would be yesterday's. Okay, so silver back in an uptrend. All right, on the daily chart, over the trap. Okay, over the bullish trap, over the 17. Now on the bullish side of neutrality. All right, so maybe they can start closing some candles up over this 12-year high anchored VWAP. So there's silver on the daily chart. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. Let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH in a downtrend. They took out this low. All right, so price action, higher low, higher high. Closing under a bearish trap, under the 17, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. All right, SMH just on the bullish side of neutrality. They were hanging out here in the upper highs, all right, and up in quadrant 4. That was looking good. Still in this bull flag. They did pierce the bottom of that bull flag, getting down below here on the midpoint. So we'll see what happens. They're just kind of neutral right there. Notice price action, moving up and giving it up. All right, so let's take a look at XLK. All right, XLK in an uptrend still. Okay, price action. All right, lower inside day, closing underneath the bearish trap, under the 17, underneath the all-time, a prior all-time high anchored VWAP right there. Remember on Friday, XLK put in a new all-time high just about 4 days ago, XLK. On Friday, new all-time high there. And price action still in the upper quadrant. That's bullish. Still in this bull flag area right up here. XLK, bullish. All right, let's take a look at XLF. XLF made a new all-time high yesterday. All right, so you know it's bullish. It closed up over the trap, over the 17, and over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. XLF. Very bullish here. Okay, let's take a look at XLI, industrials. Industrials are still in a downtrend. They would have to take out this high or this high to be in an uptrend. Actually, this high now. All right, so because they put in a lower high. All right, so they would have to take out this high to negate the downtrend. Price action currently now moving down again. All right, XLI in the upper third, that is bullish, up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish, closing under the trap, not so much, but over the 17, yes, that's bullish over the 17 on XLI, closing in the upper third like that. Okay, it's in a downtrend. Remember, it's just a label, okay? Just not, it wasn't moving down, you can see for about 10 days there. Now we're starting to move down again. So we'll see if they make a higher low, maybe catch on this all-time high anchored VWAP and J-hook off of it and take out the high. All right, and then they can negate the label of a downtrend. Let's take a look at XLU. All right, here's our utilities, price action, closing with an inside day. That's this candle here under the bearish trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, only on the bullish side of neutrality. Notice we got up there into quadrant 4 and the upper third. We went up and we gave it up. Again, we went up, and then we gave it up. Just neutral here, okay? From here, it's bullish in a sloppy bull flag up here. But for the most part, going up, giving it up, that's just neutral right there on XLU. All right, so let's take a look at XRT. Here's the retail sector. Retail sector still in an uptrend, but experienced a harsh pullback. Retail sector here closed inside the bullish trap over the 17. No longer in the upper third. All right, that would be about up there. They closed underneath the upper third. Looks like they're opening up this morning in the upper third. So we'll call it bullish. XRT, again, finally moving up again over the uptrend line, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Got to remember that's about 3 years old right there. That was back in 2021. All right, so that's like 3 years old there. We're up over the uptrend line. Okay, again, consolidation. This is really sloppy though. Consolidation over prior consolidation is bullish. So what am I calling consolidation? Let's try this one. Okay, so this would be consolidation there. Okay, and you can see if we consolidate over this, that would be bullish. All right, so notice we came down here, visited this consolidation for a little bit. Now we're finding our way back up here. So we'll see what happens. So XRT, you can see they were in the upper third, but looks like they lost it. It's possible that they're still in it. Let's go take a look just one more time. We'll visit it. All right, so I don't know. Right there, I'll just call it. Yeah, that's on the bullish. That's in the upper third. All right, so they're bullish up there anyways. All right, still in an uptrend and now moving up again. We'll see how far up they get. All right, but notice they did move up and gave it all up. All right, darn near giving it all up right there. Had they taken out that low, they'd be in a downtrend. It's just a label though, okay? Let's take a look at IYT. All right, IYT, yesterday, lower high. Okay, lower low, closing under a bearish trap, but over the 17 and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. This morning, kind of falling out of bed with what looks like a lower high and a lower low. We'll see what happens. IYT, back out here, you can see they're in the upper third. That is bullish. Okay, they're looking like they're starting a new uptrend right here. Okay, it's possible. All right, so price action, still in that uptrend. If they happen to take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. They'll negate the uptrend and convert the downtrend on the daily chart. All right, so IYT currently in a daily uptrend, looking like they could be closing or pricing challenging this all-time high anchored VWAP. Today. We'll see what happens. There's IYT on the daily chart. All right, let's go take a look at the economic package and start off with the dollar, see if we can get that cranked up. Let's take a look at earnings report. Okay, for this morning. All right, for this morning, we got some big ones, all right? We've got MasterCard, $502 billion. They're going to report this morning. Thermo Fisher, $223 billion. Shell Oil, $187 billion. Caterpillar, $188 billion. Comcast Communications, $143 billion. Blackstone, $133 billion. Sanofi Advantage, $133 billion. United Parcel, that's UPS, that'd be Brown, $115 billion. And then I think we got one more tomorrow. This morning, Marsh McClellan, $108 billion, and again some more familiar names. All right, Altria, Sherman-Williams, KLA. All right, Intel reporting tonight. Cigna, Train. Okay, familiar names. Not going to move the markets quite like the big boys do. All right, but back to the morning tonight on deck. We got Apple and Intel. All right. Apple has $3.6 trillion. They're capable of moving the markets. Visa is also going to report tonight. Looks like $623 billion. They're going to report tonight right along with Apple. So big earnings coming out tonight. We'll see what happens. Don't forget GDP this morning at 8:30. Friday, what do we got? ExxonMobil, $484 billion. AbbVie, all right, a little bit of pharmaceuticals. That's $312 billion, $282 billion for Chevron. Novartis, more pharmaceuticals, $211 billion. Eaton Corporations, that's building materials for homes, $123 billion. Aon, $81 billion. Again, more familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. They may affect their sectors, but nothing that's going to move the markets quite like the big boys do. All right, so that's for Friday. On Monday, we got Platner, all right, $182 billion. Mitsubishi still doesn't know if they want to report. It's $150 billion. And then we got might be Italian banking, $55 billion right there. Okay, so and some familiar names. Supermicro Computers, look at that. They're going to be reporting on Monday right there. All right, let's take a look at the dollar. See where we are with the dollar. Is it coming up? Not yet. That's coming in. All right, so here's the dollar on the daily chart. Okay, so we closed yesterday, well, not far, 107.93. Maybe 107.95. Okay, so not far off of what I had listed before. In a downtrend because they made a lower low. All right, so price action made a lower low. They're now in a downtrend on the dollar. All right, for Max Pain, let's see what we get for Max Pain. All right, Max Pain for the 30th is 602. I think we're right around that. That's pretty easy. Put the call ratio, one put for each call, equal puts and calls that expire today. Thank you, Alan. Economic calendar. All right, this morning, GDP comes out at 8:30. What time is it? 8:32. I think Alan's got it posted up there in the room. Thank you, Alan. All right, so GDP comes out at 8:30. It's gross domestic product. Jobless claims, 8:30. Pending home sales, 10 o'clock. A gas report at 10:30, and that's it. For tomorrow, personal income and outlays, 8:30. Employment cost index, 8:30. Fed speaker, PMI, Chicago PMI, 945. A rig count at 1, and that wraps up the week right there. Okay, so we got the economic calendar. You got Max Pain is 602, equal puts and calls. You got the earnings calendar. Apple reports tonight. That's capable of moving the markets. All right, and then we've got the dollar still in a downtrend right here. All right, so that's it right there. So I will see you guys in about 40 minutes. All right, and we'll start the markets off. All right, if you're new here, all right, I want to thank you for finding content, my content, our content, value in our content. All right. I just want to go over a few things so you know what's going on. All right, I shared with you this morning the game plans. All right, so let's hit up with game plan one more time. All right, game plan is viewed on the 10-minute chart. Okay, so up over 603.24. All right, I want calls over that. All right, that's the SPY game plan, 603.24 this morning. I like 1 DTE and 8 DTE options, $2 to $5 out of the money. That's what I like. All right, if I have something that I've already got in my inventory, I will typically trade that. All right, I won't go out and look for $2 to $5 out of the money. I will usually work with the position that I already have. Okay, price underneath 599.24 is a bearish red erases green entry. Okay, so this is red erases green. So underneath these tails right here, that would be my bearish entry on the downside. All right, so you see this here, you got that there. Let's go ahead and take a look. Got another page. Okay, if you go to screen 2, all right, so I'm going to share this. If you go to screen 2, right here, I've got 3 screens, okay? This would be screen 2. You'll see right here, up in this corner right there, that's my executed trades. That's those trades that already happened. Over here in the bottom right corner, those are unfilled orders, okay? Those are trades that have not triggered yet or taken place because price has not gotten to the location for the action to be taken. Okay, so down in the right hand corner, down there. Over here, this is usually my positions, and you'll see my P&L show up right here in this column there. Okay, that's usually where the P&L will show up. Okay, on this corner up here, those are all of my positions. Okay, so this is screen 2. So positions, executed trades, unfilled orders, profit and loss. Okay, now we go to screen 3. Okay, screen 3, you'll notice up here, that is the account value at the time. If I put on a spread, this will increase, okay, in value. All right. It doesn't mean that that's how much I have or that's what the value of the account is. It's just that's what the account is because they're giving me credit for the options that I sold. Okay, so it's not really the true value. Now, if you look at this right here, you'll see that I have no spreads on, so that's the true value, 44,963 as of 4:15 last night. Okay, so again, these are the executed trades. These are the positions right here. The account value. This is all on screen 3. And this is just my options chain. I keep it over here so I can pick the options that I want to use. All right, so screen 1, that's usually my trading screen, and training and trading right there. All right, that's screen 1. Screen 2, again, executed trades, unfilled orders, positions, profit and loss. All right, on various products within. All right, because you might see 5 or 6 of these all have an entry. Some red, some green, sometimes all red, sometimes all green. All right, right over here. This is my option inventory. It's where I keep track of my P&L right there. Positions, executed orders, unfilled orders, profit and loss. On this one, account value, positions, executed orders, just the option chain right there. And then at screen 1, you can see that's the one I use to work with. Okay, so I like to be transparent, all right? And I like to try to help as much as possible. All right, so I have to pull up the other screen right there. That is the SPY game plan right there. So we'll see what happens this morning. Could be a lot of waffling around, all right, because a lot of the big caps reported earnings and we're technically at spots. We haven't quite filled this gap yet. We'll see what happens this morning. All right, I'll see you guys in 40 minutes. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning.